Yes, this is the third video I'm filming in the exact same clothing. Just too lazy to change my clothes. What's good everyone on YouTube? It's me again, back with another video, and to talk about a brand that I don't think we've talked on the channel yet. We'll be talking about a pair of New Balance today, and this isn't the first pair of New Balance I've owned. I do own a pair of 990s, the V4 version, because it's the best version. The V5s were a step backwards. But that's neither here or there, and it's been a while and I've worn those shoes, so I never ended up doing a review for them. But for this one, this was a much more recent release that the New Balance decided to do. I think it was this year that they started retroing this shoe. And if you're in the know, you may know of a certain CEO of a big tech company that was very well known for wearing these shoes at the time before his untimely passing. I'm of course talking about Steve Jobs and his very iconic looking New Balance 992s with the jeans and the turtleneck. And there is no colorway more iconic than the classic gray on top of even more gray. And that's what we have on the channel today. So today we'll be talking about the M992GR. I think it's the New Balance 992 in the gray colorway. So with the intro out of the way, let's get into the box. So I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that this shoe is made in the US. This is something you're going to probably see all over the place in terms of New Balance marketing. They're very big on that when it comes to their made in USA models. So we've got the US flag and then just made written in the middle, and then we've got made in the US for over 75 years. It's been a while actually. And New Balance US made. I'm not sure what language that is. I think that's French. I'm really sorry if it isn't. And then if we remove the lid, it's a standard sort of lid top. Again, we've got paper that has made within the USA with the flag written, flag drawn again. And then stuffed inside was a small amount of paper in the toe. So, and then there's this little blurb. I'm not going to bother reading it, it's going to take up time, so I'm just going to flash it here. If you want to look at it, freeze it, go ahead. Too late, I've moved the thing now. And then if we move to the label, it reads M992GR, and I think that means men's 992 gray. So, the retail price on these. The retail price on these is actually a pretty hefty $320. I'll just put the conversion here. And yeah, for $320, it's a lot, but this was a shoe that actually, in this gray colorway, sold out pretty fast. So I'm just, fortunate enough that I was able to get this pair. So, with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here we are. The New Balance 992 in the grey colorway. So the New Balance 992 is very much just a nice sort of chunky shoe. It's part of like the sort of made in USA models, and when you compare it to something like the 990s, I might show some B-roll comparing the two. There are subtle differences in terms of like paneling, but in terms of its overall silhouette of like a fat grey shoe, they really sort of fill the same gap. So, looking at the upper, there's a multitude of layers. Most of it is, from what I read, pigskin nubuck. That's a thing. And then on top of below that, we've got this pretty standard sort of grey mesh. And then always with these like grey New Balances, you always have like a nice white set of laces. And then we've got New Balance written on the tongue with 992. And then on the back, just to let you know again, we've got USA. And the New Balance logo, as well as this 992 branding on the side, is actually 3M reflective. So when you take a photo with flash, you'll get a nice pop to it. And then just below that, around the heel, there's this like sort of clear plastic heel clip with New Balance written on it. And then moving to the midsole. The midsole actually I think is one of the most interesting things about this shoe. It's got this very nice wedge-shaped contour to it. And you've got this sort of two-tone setup where you've got true white at the front and then this grey at the back. And then this utilizes New Balance's Absorb technology, which is this really sort of like very firm gel that they've used around the outside of the heel as well as the forefoot. Kind of reminds me of an Asics, but it looks quite different. And then moving to the outsole, we've just got a very sort of thick rubber outsole with a very interesting change of color. This blue and red 992 branding around the midfoot and New Balance on the side. So that pretty much covers the main features of this particular shoe. In terms of sizing, I always find that at least with this and the 990s, at true to size, they are quite a roomy fit. So I have actually opted to go down half a size. And I went half a size down in this shoe and it still fits me great. It gives me a bit more of a snug fit, which I actually prefer usually. So if you don't prefer a snug fit, I'd recommend going true to size, but if you do, definitely go down half a size in this shoe. So I bought these in a US 9. I'm typically a US 9.5 and they fit me great. Now in terms of comfort, dad shoes in general are always made to be super comfortable. This wedge-shaped midsole feels quite nice to walk in, and it's firm but supportive enough for your just everyday walking. The upper itself, because there's a decent amount of mesh, it's fairly breathable. The pigskin nubuck seems to be fairly flexible as well, so it doesn't get in the way of like movement or that sort of thing. But overall, I would just say it feels pretty standard for a chunky shoe. But honestly, New Balance didn't retro this for any running, and that's where I get into my opinions of this shoe. And New Balance, honestly, I feel is like the king of like making grey beautiful. They've always been able to make these like old school silhouettes with very nice sort of tonal greys and just always make it look very classy. And when you've got like a grey tonal shoe like this, it just goes so well with many things. It could go well with like blue jeans, black pants, brown pants, any pants really. And I feel like the 992 actually is it's not underrated at this point because a lot of people seem to be on this shoe, but I can understand why. I think the paneling on this shoe is really nicely done. The materials are really nice on this shoe. It's a quite expensive shoe, but you do sort of pay for the materials. And the midsole and outsole sort of setup is actually just quite comfortable to walk around in. So overall, I can understand why dads around the world all love New Balance. And for this particular shoe, I just think it's pretty good. Live your Steve Jobs fantasies. And with that, we'll come to the end of another video. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about the New Balance 992 in the grey colorway. And out of the 992s that have been coming out, which are your favorite colorways? So for me, the other colorway that I actually think looks really good is that Jound collaboration that happened. The dark brown pair that they had. I thought that looked really nice, but I'm not about to pay $1,000 for those. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you're into more dance, vlogs, shoes, that sort of thing, consider subscribing to the channel. Time for the on feet, and I'll catch you guys in another video.